Hello and welcome to the 116th episode of Fur, Fins, and Feathers. We have two very interesting guests who are going to discuss a very rare breed, which is, the breed is rare not only in the United States, but in England, where it's a native, and in other countries. Our guests today are
Elaine Giannelli.
Elaine, and where are you from?
From Foxboro, Mass.
And
Kelly Herrera.
From?
Uxbridge, Mass.
And what is the name of your breed?
The Lancashire Heeler.
The Lancashire Heeler. And why is it such a rare breed? You don't see many of them.
The Lancashire Heeler is, it's an old, I guess you would call it a landrace breed.
Yeah, farm dog.
A farm dog from England that just kind of came about. They were, they moved cattle from Lancashire to Ormskirk and back, from the fields to the market. They hunted rats at farms. They kind of evolved coming through there, and they didn't get, I don't think, recognized until the 70s?
81, I think.
1981 in England, they started to be registered with the Kennel Club in England, and they kind of just were more of a farm dog, and they just didn't blow up like your other breeds did. You know?
So although people had them for decades on the farms, they weren't a recognized breed.
The breed was originated, rather, in several hundred years ago.
Yes. Yep. But it wasn't. The farmers had the dogs. You know, so there wasn't a.
It wasn't a registerable breed.
Nope, they were an all-purpose farm dog
until they one. I think her name was Gwen. I think
McIntosh.
McIntosh got a hold of them, and she pushed to get them recognized in England, and that was late 70s, and so they've been an actual registered breed, since early 80s, but before that they were farm dogs for years, for a couple hundred years.
Now they are going to be accepted and registerable to be exhibited in January.
In the AKC will be in the herding group.
Yep.
And they will be the smallest of the herding breeds, and they herd cattle. As small as they are, they're cattle dogs.
And they are known for being excellent ratters.
Oh yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. They keep the farms, free of the vermin.
Ratters, rabbits, rats, rabbits,
and I get
groundhogs.
Rabbits as presents multiple times. I've gotten, I get them quite often.
Why is the breed so rare?
They are healers, so they are a small. Even though they're a small dog, they are a dog with attitude. So they're really, they might be a little too much dog. They look like toy dogs, but they're
a lot of dog. Yeah, they are.
A lot more than a toy. A lot more to handle than.
They are definitely a very workable breed, a working breed.
And
for sure.
And more high energy than your average toy companion dogs. They're because they want to work. They want to.
Yeah, they're more of the, that you have a herding dog and a terrier.
Yeah.
In one. So it's a lot of dog. They didn't explode like a corgi did. Where they're the more popular.
Well, then again,
small dog.
The corgi, they exploded when the queen. Because the queen had.
Of course.
Yeah. So they became very popular.
They just and in the United.
What is the origin? Have they traced back to the genetics?
They say possibly Corgi and Manchester Terrier, but I've seen others where they list like 4 different breeds that don't even exist anymore. So
they'll bring Valhuns in. They think that a Nordic breed of some sort, a Spitz of some sort, but
they don't. I mean, they for hundreds of years they've been in Ormskirk, England, which is part of Lancashire County, and
heading up toward Wales.
Yep, and they've just been farmers' dogs and cattle dogs, and so who knows the origin? They might have gotten mixed in with whole slew of dogs, whole slew of different breeds,
Yeah.
mutts, you know. But because of what they needed and what they did, there was a lot of type, you know, in the dogs that were out there. So they were definitely their own breed, but not a registered breed. It was the farmer's dog. The Uxbridge.
When I met
Heeler.
you, Elaine, at the Rhode Island Kennel Club, I was judging, and I came out of the ring, and I said, "What are those dogs?"
We get that a lot.
And then you, I believe, came over and you started to explain about the breed.
Yeah.
And I said, "Never heard about them."
Well, they're a hidden gem.
I'm sure
They're
a
hidden
lot of
gems.
judges
I've had a lot of them say, "I've never seen one of these before."
and have no understanding of the breed.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
So it's
Yep.
it's definitely a learning curve for a lot. Yeah.
I bring the when I go to an AKC show and I show in miscellaneous or in the open shows, I'm showing to expose the judges to the dogs, because most of the
Which
judges
is needed.
Oh yes.
because most of the judges don't have a lot of experience with the breed.
Tell us about the versatility. I've been looking through the AKC website. This is a very versatile breed.
They are. They're
Yeah.
really versatile.
Talk about their versatility.
They
Well, what does he do?
he's been since he was 13 weeks old. I've had him in scent work. His mother, I believe, was the first Lancashire Heeler titled in scent work in the United States. He has done. He's not really succeeded at it, but he's done dock diving. He's done herding. She's got agility.
They're very good in agility.
We've got
They're
a lot
a herding
going.
breed, so almost anything a herding breed does.
Yeah, agility, fast cat,
Fast
lure
cat,
coursing.
yep. They do, you know, almost anything that, a lot of them do scent work, a lot of them, there's one.
They're a worker.
Earth dog.
And there are some that herd cattle. In England, we have some that, you know, herd cattle. There's one that does bed bug search. They actually go to hotels and they find the bed bugs.
You told
So-
me that on what we were
Yep.
interviewing the other night, and I was amazed.
Yep.
So the dog will go to a hotel.
Yep, and
Oh, yeah.
they find the bed bugs in the hotels. And I hear Paris has an outbreak right now, and they're worried about the Olympics.
jeez.
You know, so but they also antlers. I mean, they do a lot of different scent work. You know, because
They're great
they do
workers.
have some terrier. You know, there's some terrier mix in there too.
What is their longevity?
I've seen I've seen a lot, maybe beyond 15,
16. I've seen them.
You know, as long as they're healthy and kept at a healthy
Talk about
weight.
their health.
So, I think they're a relatively robust breed. They come with a couple inherited issues. Collie eye anomaly and the like to go with that. I can't even.
And PLL.
And primary lens luxation. And
And
luckily-
and
luxating patella.
Yep.
But luckily,
small
with
breeds,
careful breeding, you know, we've kind of gotten a handle onto the collie eye.
Yeah. And the PLL.
The PLL
yeah, more
is
so.
we've gotten a handle on that. But
Yeah.
you know, as long as you're not breeding a carrier to a carrier, and then so
As long as both parents are tested.
yeah,
Too. Some people are still not doing the testing.
and just following the patellas and making sure.
How many of these dogs exist in, let's say, New England?
Ooh, in New England, I'd say there's
a dozen, maybe.
Yeah, maybe 15. On the East Coast, I think there's probably a little bit more.
Yeah.
Coming down.
Because we got New York too. Yeah.
Yep, New York, New Jersey, down into the south. I mean,
North Carolina, couple.
So they
couple
are
in North
definitely
Carolina.
a rare breed.
Very rare.
Couple in North Carolina.
I'd say in
one,
the country,
one in Florida.
there's
one
maybe
in
a
Florida.
couple hundred
Yeah, yeah.
in the country.
Well, we had to have 300 over. There had to be 300 born within 5 years. 300, born in 5
Yeah.
years in order to move from miscellaneous to full recognition. So there's been 300 in the past 5 years born.
And that's not a lot.
No, it's
No,
not.
we had to. It took us a while to get that. It took us a while to get that. We, you know.
How do you ever make points?
That was the last thing we, well, we don't
For
have points yet.
champion.
We don't have
No,
them yet.
but how are you ever going to
Well,
do?
it'll
Lots of
actually,
traveling.
We got to promote the breed here.
Lots of traveling.
and it'll actually probably be easier than the certificate of merit, because the numbers that they require for certificate of merit are pretty much outrageous. And I mean, if you have 2 showing, you know, you get no points, or 1 showing, you get no points. 2 showing, you get 1 point. And
it's going to be a
even
job.
you need 4 for 2 points.
Yeah.
You know, where 4 is could be a 3-point major, you know, once we're recognized, but for a CM, you know, you need 16 for 5 points. You need 16. Got to be 16.
I don't know. Yeah, we're going
Try to find 16.
Well, that's for a certificate of merit.
Yeah.
But we can have a 5-point major with 6 dogs or 6 bitches, you know, once we're recognized. So it'll probably be easier, but it'll still be difficult.
How are they to live with?
They're like, I'm lucky. I can take my dog to work with me every day. But they're a lot.
Mine chill.
But they need
especially
stimulation. They definitely need a job to do. They're not a dog that you can get and go to work.
Are they good with families?
Yes.
Yes, my dog loves his family. He loves any children. He will like when we got to the school today, he was dragging me to the school because he saw the kids. He's fun, but they're a great dog as long as you can give them something to do.
How are they in therapy work?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know that anyone does therapy with them today.
I think it's depending on, I mean, you know, breeding and temperament. I think that they could
do anything.
They could do it. I mean,
they could do it, but what I would be worried about. I've done therapy with Rotties and Beaucerons, and they're big dogs, so they can handle, you know, many situations. Yeah, these guys I'd be more afraid of, like kids grabbing at them, you know, because I used to be in Providence County Kennel Club, and we would do like the Children's Museum every year.
Yes.
And we'd do, you know, summer camps and, you know, nursing homes and just a wide variety of things. And so a lot of kids come around, and the Rottie and the Beauceron, they had absolutely no problem with that many kids, you know, surrounding them and everything. Whereas these guys, I almost be afraid that they could get hurt a lot easier.
Talk about the Beauceron.
The Beauceron, also a rare breed. They're becoming more popular now, but they were first recognized in 2007. And again, I was in miscellaneous with them. I got my first one in 2001, so I still have one. So I've had Beaucerons for over 20 years now. But again, they're another rare breed. We had a hard time getting majors for the Beauceron. There's actually more heelers in the area in New England than there were Beaucerons. I think we had 2, me and one other. There were 2 Beaucerons in New England, I think, when they first got recognized. So it was, I think I got my first major. It was at the National Specialty, and you know, my girl went winner's bitch, and then I think I got the second major down in Orlando at Eukanuba. So
it's definitely a job.
It was,
yeah. To travel.
With the Beauceron we had to. Yeah, with the Beauceron we had to.
It took me 2.5 years to get a grand champion in UKC on this guy, and that was I had to travel quite a bit to build any kind of breed points, which I didn't really have to get a champion class was hard. So I had to rely on a Group 1 or a Best in Show or Reserve Best in Show.
Well, there were no other champions.
Yeah.
And
I made a lot of champions along the way.
He was the only champion. So when you have to have 3 champions in the class.
We made a lot of champions in the 2 years that we did this.
Yep.
And
yeah, she's a UKC champion.
Yep.
And
yep, they're related. They're niece and
Niece
and
and-
They
Niece
love
and-
agility, don't they?
They do.
Yes,
They're
they
wild.
do. They do.
They will.
Yep.
They will
Yep.
tunnel. They
Leave him
will
alone.
weave. They're awesome.
Yeah.
They're
Yep.
just, and they're fast.
Yep.
They're fast.
Not as fast as, like they, most of them are in the 8-inch. Some of them actually measure into the 12-inch class. But the majority of them run in 8 inches. So you got the Papillons and some real small Shelties might be in the 8-inch. But you know, you got your terrier, you know, your smooth box terriers, you know, different terriers in the. So there are some fast breeds that are faster than these guys. These guys
But
have short legs,
But they're fast.
but they can hold their own.
Oh yeah.
Yep, they can
They're
hold their
hardy.
own.
They're tough.
But they are a good family dog, all-around family dog.
I
Yep.
would say so.
Yep.
I would say so.
Yep,
yeah.
they get along with other. I wouldn't have guinea pigs or rabbits or anything like that, because they are, you know, anything that they consider,
Yeah.
you know,
Supper.
prey. Yeah, exactly.
I live
And,
with 2 cats.
yes.
There's a moments here and there. that I'm a little nervous. I don't know who I'm more nervous for. Him, because there's 2 of the cats and 1 of him, but
Yeah, I'd be afraid
We
of
have-
him. Yeah, he'd get hurt. Yeah.
we have, he can do it. And he's great. I have a 14-year-old and they're best friends. He was 11 when we got him. So he's been great with the kids, and any kids that he's met. I have little nieces that are 4 years old. He loves them. But he's great. As long as I can keep him busy during the day, he will settle down at night and watch
Talk
a
about
movie.
their grooming.
Oh,
Oh, wash and wear.
well, they shed like a lab.
No, they don't.
Well,
No, no,
okay.
no. Labs are continuous, and
But,
they
yeah,
have those
there's-
short little hairs, and
There's not a lot. There's not a lot.
their coat is much softer. They do have an undercoat, so they do shed their undercoat twice a year. You know, like your typical double-coated breed.
When you'll see, yeah, there's different coats kind of
But
in the
they're
breed.
mostly spring and fall. You get a lot of shedding for a week. You know, other than that, you brush them. You know, if you brush them every day, there's no more than that. But I mean, mine don't get brushed every day. She's a groomer, so she brushes hers a lot.
Well, you'd be surprised.
What
But
color are they available?
black and tan and liver and tan.
Okay.
Like a
So,
Doberman, like a red
liver
Doberman,
was-
Like a red Dobie.
and
Yep.
a black and tan Dobie. Yep,
Liver was
Okay.
accepted a
So-
little later
yep.
than the black and tan was the standard. That was it. You had the black and tan if a liver was not accepted. I don't know when it was.
Yep.
Maybe. I mean,
It wasn't that much longer after they were accepted
Yeah.
that they, because the liver, I mean, they do carry the liver, you know, the black and tan carries the liver gene.
yeah, his mom is a
Recessive,
liver,
yep.
and his dad is a black and tan. So if he were to get bred to a liver or another that carried liver,
A
there
black
could-
and tan
yeah,
that
there
carrier,
could be
yep.
liver
Yep.
puppies.
Yep.
So, and the livers are, I think they're different. They're a little spicier with livers, you know, like a red cattle dog. You know,
I
that-
had Rotties and Beaucerons, and I have these guys, so I'm not as fond of the liver. I
She's a
like the black and tan.
girl.
I like
Yeah.
the black and tan color scheme.
I will one day have a liver baby. One day. But yeah, those are the 2 colors, and there's, you know,
Now they will be able to go to shows as
January, yeah.
on January
Yep, on
1st.
January 1st,
They
and
will
the
be able to be exhibited
Yeah,
in
yep.
the
herding
Herding
group.
group.
herding
Yep.
breeds.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And we'll be at the end of the line for the herding group,
Yeah.
in the herding group.
The
But,
only healer, the smallest dog.
of course, there won't be a lot of them out there showing because there aren't a lot out there. But there will be some of us. I know I want to show her. And there's, you know, her brother has been showing. Her brother has like a certificate of merit, 4 or 5.
I think
four,
it's a 4.
four.
Yeah, he's
She shows him a lot.
he's an
yep.
overachiever. He's a good boy.
Yep.
And he's
And he,
There were quite a few of them at the Rhode Island show.
He was
yep,
there,
he was
yeah.
there. Yep, yep.
And there was
And
a liver
he
there.
and he struts around like, yeah, there was a liver. Her mother has a liver.
Yep.
And
They live in New England as well. so
yep,
yeah.
they're in New Hampshire. And her brother also does agility and fast cat, and you know, They
How are they
do a
in
lot.
fast cat?
20, some of them are running 22 miles an hour, I saw. I
That
think.
22 was pulled, that was a mistake.
Oh, it was a mistake, so
20
21.
miles an hour is our
Wow.
fastest. I think 21
So
miles
quick.
per hour.
That's good.
They're
But that's
fast.
with a handicap. That's what they
Oh, yeah,
have a
they have that 3.
times 2 because they're got short legs. Whereas a big dog, you know, does it in 7 seconds. These guys do it in 12, 13, 15.
I
14?
haven't done fast cat.
I'm
I've
trying
only
to think
done
of what-
UKC coursing, and
She's a little bit slower.
he did that in 5 seconds.
And I know she has.
I got nothing, kid.
She has 75 points. She's done 2 runs, and she has 75 points, which, you know, that's, you know, pretty good. She took a little bit longer to get there, but.
How did you become interested in this breed?
A friend of mine was leaving for Germany, and I had been looking to downsize for 20 years because I knew I would want. I have always had big dogs all my life. I knew I was looking to downsize. I had been looking for 20 years for a breed, so I've been looking at all different breeds. A friend of mine was going to Germany. She pulls out a Lancashire Heeler out of her car, and she says, "Would you be able to watch him while I go to Germany for 3 months?" And so I looked at it and I said, "What is it?" It was, no, you stay over here. It was a 16-week-old Lancashire Heeler. And by the end of the day, I was smitten. I was totally in love with the breed. It was like I finally found my downsize, a breed that I feel I could live with. That, because I had a lot of requirements. I like a dog with attitude, obviously. You know, having Beaucerons and stop it. Having Beaucerons and Rotties. You know, a dog that's not going to cower and stuff. And I like wash and wear. And I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't like coated breeds, which eliminates most of your small dogs. So you're
not into terriers.
I'm not into terriers at all. No, because I don't like their attitude. I mean, they call them terrorists for a reason. You know, I love agility. The best dogs in agility are your herding breeds.
Yes,
You know,
of course.
because they work with the shepherd. They are used to looking and obeying commands. So they're used to working with the shepherd. They're used to saying, you know, the shepherd tells them go out, they go out. Shepherd tells them go clockwise or go counterclockwise, and they do it. Terriers don't. Terriers, you tell them, oh, come over here, and they said, no, I'm on a scent. Oh, I'm on the scent of a rabbit. Screw you, you know. It's like, I'll see you when I'm done, you know. And I like the biddability of the working.
Kelly, how did you become interested in the breed?
Well, kind of the same way, except for I didn't get to live with one for 3 months. A friend of mine had gotten a puppy, a little 10-week-old puppy, and she'd said, I've been waiting years for this dog. And I was looking it up, and I was like, that's a cool little dog. Check these things out. And she went and she picked up this pup, and she brought her home, and I fell in love. The minute I saw her, she was just a little potato, and she was a little fireball. And I love a spicy little dog. I had a Lhasa Apso for 13 years, and she was a monster, and I loved her. So I said to my friend, I said, where can I get one? I need one. And she said, well, sorry, I waited years for this dog. And somehow, some way, the stars align. She says to me, my breeder reached out to me and said, I'm looking for a spot for a male that she had sold, but somehow the sale fell through, and she'd love to talk to you. And I was like, oh my God, I'm there. So I called her up. We talked on the phone. We had a long conversation. We hit it off. She said, let me get back to you. A couple days later, she said, well, when can you come out and get the pup? And I was out there within a week. I went to New York, just out to Finger Lakes, and picked him up, and greatest thing I ever got. So it was just, he's been my heart and soul since the day I got him home.
Listening to your story, it dawned on me, is this a good breed for a first-time dog owner?
No. I mean,
do they need an experienced dog owner?
I would say they need somebody who's going to be able to put the effort in to put the
Do
training
stuff with
in,
them. Yep.
to be able to have that.
These are not couch potato dogs.
No.
No, but
I mean, as
having
my dog lays under me.
Beaucerons, who are a high energy, big breed, these guys are so much easier.
But they are a lot of
They're-
work. They
they're-
are definitely, they're not something you can, you know, send into doggy daycare and think that's going to be great, that's going to work. One, some of them have a little bit of like same-sex aggression issues, but they need more than just running around. They need work. So, I mean, if you're, you know, new to owning a dog and you pick up one of these, you're gonna find yourself in a pickle probably at some point if you don't get the work in. I mean, you'd have to really lean on somebody who's going to be able to guide you.
If the breeder does their homework and, you know, finding the right owners, I know some first-time dog owners that, I mean, they're ready for something like this because they know all about the breed. They've been around enough dogs and everything, but for the most part, they should go to someone that has some experience with dogs. I had a litter of 3, and stop it. They have attitude. She growls at the TV. But I had a litter of 3, and one was a very laid-back, you know, much easier dog, and she was the toughest one. Takes after her mom, right? And the boy is sweet and everything, but he's much higher energy. But he went to a woman who had dogs when, you know, most of her lifetime, but when her oldest one died, she decided she wasn't going to have any more dogs. She met the male that I bred to and his brother and absolutely fell in love with the breed. And that was when I had the litter at the time, and so she ended up getting, because she fell in love with the breed, and she said, this breed is just so wonderful.
How can people learn more about this breed?
Well, you know.
Best thing is to meet them, but it's hard to meet them because there's not a lot of them around.
Is the AKC website, akc.org, a good source of information?
Yep.
It's definitely decent. There's plenty of Facebook groups you can join, you know, and look up, you know, Lancashire Heelers.
There's a couple clubs in England that are very good. They have a lot of good information on the breed. They have videos, you know, of different.
The breed is popular in America, in England, and
Netherlands, Sweden, Finland,
and Australia. I read.
Australia?
Yes.
You know, I've heard that they're trying to, like, people have been trying to get them over there. I know.
You know, I know Japan has one. And,
they have a couple, I think, over there now. Yeah, they're just. They're peppered about.
But France has, I think, 2 breeders now are there.
Yep.
Well, we are wrapping up. It was great to meet you, ladies, and to share your wealth of knowledge about this very interesting but rare breed.
Thank you for having us.
Yep, thank you for inviting us.
I look forward to seeing you at shows starting in January.
She'll be out showing in January, yep. I might have both of them out, but
and educating.
She doesn't like to show. She enjoys it.
And you will be educating
judges,
which is very important.
Oh yes.
Because the judges, there's a lot of judges who have not seen the breed, and
you
they'll
can
be judging
actually
them. Yep.
On the, I think it's the Lancashire the Kennel Club England. They have a little video that you can watch for the breed. I don't know, it's the Kennel Club has it, and it's in their breed list. So you can actually go to the Kennel Club England website.
I think there's like
very
four videos.
We're being told to wrap up. It was great to see everybody on Fur, Fins, and Feathers, and we will see you in a few weeks. Happy Halloween.